Alyssa Poggioli, life, leadership, executive, and connection coach, wanting to talk about the 6 phases of change. Why is this important? As a coach, it is my job to help people get really clear and identify on what phase of change they're in. Because when we don't get clear on that, sometimes you can be in the pre-contemplation or contemplation phase, but expecting yourself to be in the preparation and action, or the action and maintenance. And this is not useful. It doesn't set you up for success. It doesn't enable compassion and grace. And it can just be really overwhelming when a person is trying to change something that they've done for a really long time. Maybe it's that they are trying to quit smoking after 15 years, or that they've had 25 years in a toxic work culture and they want to leave, but they just don't know how to because they identify as that type of employee or that type of worker. Or maybe it's a person that's never worked out and doesn't have a healthy relationship and a good experience with movement. When someone is in a contemplation or pre-contemplation phase, it's really important to just identify that and accept that. It doesn't mean that then it's an excuse to stay in that space, but I want to go through each 6 of the phases and tell you what that kind of looks like so that you can get clear on where are you at, and then accept it, be aware of it, and make change and have reasonable agreements, not expectations, with yourself. So the first phase is pre-contemplation. This is when you have no intention to change anything within 6 months. Nope, not in it. Phase 2 is contemplation. So there's still no activity, but you're starting to begin and warm up to the thought of doing something or incorporating something. So pre-contemplation is no intention for 6 months at least. Contemplation is, okay, I'm gonna start to consider change. Then from contemplation, you go into preparation, which again, there's not action, but within 30 days, you're likely going to be incorporating something. So preparation is just okay, within the next month, I'm gonna ease into this. And then you move from preparation into action, which is you are actively incorporating it into your week. Maybe a few times a day, a few times a week, nothing too strenuous, but you are actively working on a new behavior or identity. From action, you go into maintenance, and maintenance is only here when you have been consistent for 6 months. Until you get to that 6-month window, you're still in the action phase. So you have the action, you have the maintenance, and then you have the termination. The termination phase is when the new behavior is part of your life, it's part of your identity. You've been doing it for 6 months to a year so that you can kind of just ditch the need for it being in a certain part of the phase. And it's important because a lot of people think if I'm just consistent for 21 days or 30 days, it's a new behavior. But that is not. It takes 6 months to a year of consistent action to enable you to have a successful change in behavior or identity. And that's the takeaway I want you to have today is 1, get really clear on what stage you're in and don't have any shame or judgment about it. 2, know that this shit takes some time. So be patient, be committed, and acknowledge yourself along the way. And within 6 months to a year, celebrate yourself, because that's how long it takes for it to be consistent and become part of your identity and lifestyle. You got this. You can do anything. And if you have any questions, you know where to find me.